Alright, as you probably can tell from the title of this video, you are going to be learning one of the flashiest moves in all of Cardistry, the card spring. Now, for this video I'm going to be using the Assassin's Creed playing cards. I forgot what this model is called, but I'll leave a link in the description if you want to check these out. And now, let's jump right into it. Starting the card spring, there are two different ways to hold it. You can start with your middle finger, and if you're facing the deck towards you, you can start with your middle finger in the top right corner and your thumb in the bottom left corner, like this. So you should be able to hold the deck like this. And then the other grip is hold the deck in the middle of your ring finger and middle finger in the same grip. So it's the same thing, just instead of 2 fingers, you're using 3 fingers, kind of like a brace. Now this should be pretty easy for most people. Or if you have small hands, like I do, then you can kind of do this to the best of your ability. Now, if you're not already a cardist, you may not realize that in Cardistry you have to bend the cards. I don't mean crease. Crease is to permanently mark a card. Now, you don't want that. But in Cardistry, bending is acceptable in many different ways. Like that. You may think that's destroying the card, but once you do that, you probably just do this once really fast and the card is good as new. So, you have to get comfortable with bending the cards in this scenario. And then if you are not, or you don't trust yourself, I'd recommend using a deck that you don't really care about right now. So, once you're in this grip, I like to use the 3-finger grip. Just get comfortable bending the entire deck like this. If you are not a cardist, this will be a little harder because you're not used to using some of the muscles in your wrist and joints that you may have otherwise used. So, get comfortable doing this. Now, assuming you've done that, then the cards are going to start, if you let go, that's how the spring looks, by the way. Then, as I'm sure you've noticed, the card, now that's the key to the spring, is it's not just the cards just falling, they are literally being pushed into place. You're bending the cards so that they fly out into your other hand. So, that's another thing. It's aim. The cards are going to be flying off of your thumb. That's very important too. You cannot have them fly off the fingers. If you are an advanced cardist, you may be able to have them fly off the fingers, but it just doesn't look as good, doesn't feel as good. And, yeah, don't do that. So, the cards, so if you want to get better at doing that, you can kind of almost wrap your other fingers more around the top of the deck, just so that they really fly around the side. Some people find that easier. I don't, but if you do, great. And then so that's pretty much all there is to the cards flying, is you bend them at the corners. You can pause this video if you want to see some of my exact fingering here. And then they're going to be flying off the thumb into your other hand. And yeah, so then there's part 2, catching the cards in your other hand. This is a step that I would probably skip in your first week or a few days of practicing the card spring, just so you can really get the feel of doing that down and doing that with aim. So you see, I did that right there on the table. You see how they don't really move around a whole lot? I mean, they kind of do at the end because their cards are pretty slidey. And that also comes a little bit from thumb strength. Just being able to hold the cards and not let them push back on you. So once you've mastered that, then you get to learn how to catch them. Catching them is not easy, is what I will say. Cardis call this a straddle grip. This is called a straddle grip. When you catch the cards, you want a very exaggerated straddle grip, like this. And then you want that so you're almost creating like a space for the cards to go in, so that you can see that they didn't just perfectly file up all squared, but they didn't go past my fingers, as you can see. It's like they didn't do that. So that's really all there is to holding them. I suppose once you've really got the aim from the spring down, then that's going to be pretty easy. But look through some of the parts that I mentioned in this video and experiment with it yourself if you find a different way of doing it. And that's it. Peace.